being a horror festival, we didn't want to limit ourselves too much. We want to do kind of some genre stuff. And so this one fits a little bit more into a crime program. There's a bit of a theme to this one. So kind of more real-life horrors. So you're going to see a bit of a theme through all three films. That's the other thing we're doing a little different too. The feature, kind of a mini feature, so we actually added 2 shorts to this program, so you're getting a full program. So we're doing a little different. We usually do 1 short in front, and this one you're going to get 2, so don't get thrown off. So it's kind of a hybrid between our shorts program and our feature like that, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. Some really interesting stuff going on. I want to bring up the directors to the first short. Carl Janice. If you want to say a few words. Oh, and everyone who plays in the festival gets a buttons. Welcome to the club. Tell us about Justice.
Hey guys. First of all, I want to thank everyone for coming out. Justice was a short that I wrote a little over a year ago and directed. That I wrote at sort of a darker time in my life when some of the issues presented in the film happened to a really close friend of mine. And it touches on some of the issues of just general social justice and like how we perceive things and how we deal with justice in our own lives, and what do we do if something happens to someone close to us and we feel like they didn't get justice for what happened to them. And yeah, I think it's a really important issue that deserves a sort of voice.
Second short, I don't think Brian Lockyer is here, right? Okay. So we have the lead actress, Kaylee LeGrand. Can you come up? Hey, Kaylee. For the Girl in the Road, can you tell us a little bit about this?
Of course. Yes, Brian couldn't be here tonight. He's from out of town. The Girl on the Road is actually a little bit like Kelly was saying, more similar to the crime scene. It's supposed to be along the same lines as Dial M for Murder, those old type films. It's really beautiful, the way that everyone kind of just jumped on board for what they thought was going to be a horror. And I have to be honest, I don't know how it ends. There might be an alternative ending, I heard. So what I know is that it was very painful. It was very bloody, not just the fake blood, but very, very bloody the way that I tried to be method throughout the whole thing. Brian's vision was just absolutely wonderful. The way they got everybody on the same page, pulled everybody together, and we shot it within 2.5 days. Lost some of the footage minutes before the sun came up for our final wrap, and we had to reshoot the most difficult scenes. So it was basically the blood and the horror that you see going into it. It was felt by everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, and then so we're on to our. We'll have the director and his cast and crew for our main feature, Criminal. Coming on, we're having the world premiere of this right now. I was really excited about this film when it came on to our lap. It came very late in the game for us. And what's amazing about this is that it's really one of your best examples of do-it-yourself filmmaking. It's got some really great atmosphere to it, and it was kind of the little underdog of the film, of the festival. I mean that in the best way possible. And it's so great to have such a great turnout for it today. So I think you guys are going to really appreciate it, and it's a nice little hidden gem, I think, for it that I think people are going to be really talking about in the next few months. So we'll bring up the director, Elliot, after the film to do a Q&A. So thanks a lot, everyone. So first up, introduce your team here.
Okay, so Robert Gray, he plays Detective Burrows. Ian Dick plays Ennis. And Andres plays Saint Mikey, as I call him.
So what's amazing is, like, you're telling me that What was the budget for this film?
Let's say, let's go with $0. I mean, no budget.
Absolutely incredible. I mean, we have most of the films that we do show at the festival are obviously, do-it-yourself kind of filmmaking, but just to kind of be able to do that kind of quality from when you're saying that, it just blew us away. So it was really good.
He did buy us a pizza every time we filmed, so it's not entirely true.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're not telling us the whole.
A lot of roti as well.
Yeah, there's roti. Okay.
Just gift cards.
Okay. So what brought on this project originally? What was the emphasis of it?
Well, more than anything, we had done a couple of, Graham and I, who unfortunately is not here, who I really wish was here because he's the co-producer and co-writer.
He played Mahalik.
And he played Mahalik as well, the gentleman with the long hair, who's the drug dealer in the house with the Hawaiian shirt.
The gentleman drug dealer.
The gentleman drug dealer. But yeah, no, so he and I wanted to do something a little more action-oriented, so we just decided to kind of go with a vengeance story because it's easily approachable. And so we decided to do that because we would have a lot of fun with it, and we figured we could do it for little to nothing. So, next to nothing, sorry.
I want to talk about the music score. That was one thing that I just really felt like it took the film from here to here. Like it was just amazing. You composed this yourself?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
Just a lot of late at night when you can't sleep and just playing music and doing it all on keyboards and everything. So hopefully everybody enjoyed it and maybe perhaps would like to buy the soundtrack if it becomes available.
Just download it.
We'll open up to the audience for some questions.
A question for the actors. How did you guys prepare for your roles? If in a special way.
I guess, we all act in every day, especially if you have a hard time approximating human emotions. I just try to mimic other people a lot all day, every day, so it was sort of like a natural thing. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, scotch? We drank a lot of scotch before. I don't know, we didn't really prepare a lot. We just kind of, read the script and on all the parts where I was like looking really upset about stuff, I just thought about upsetting things.
Well, I was just like a hood rat, as I like to call myself, and so I don't know. Everyone when they're young, they find the gangster life alluring, or like to mimic it. So I guess I kind of just used that. It's cool to be a gangster when you're not really one. And yeah, that's it.
Oh, it was tough. Yeah, a lot of chain smoking and not shaving. I found that to be key. But this movie was amazing because it actually, rather than preparing for the movie prepared me for life. Now I can slick my hair back like a champion. And I didn't have that before the film started. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
How long did it take to shoot the film? Like, was it a long gestation process, or did you do it kind of quickly, or?
We kind of shot it over about a year, around there, just because all of us had full-time jobs, and I was going to school part-time and working part-time, going to school full-time, working part-time. And it took place over a year, and we filmed it kind of whenever we had time, in the evening, preferably. And, as long as these guys were cool to work, maybe in the morning or in the evening, and work pretty late, and they really, really dedicated themselves to it. So I really appreciated that everybody stayed on board, even when, it's like, oh, dude, we gotta reshoot that, because, it didn't work, stuff like that.
Did that, because sometimes one of the challenges of doing a long shoot like that is that you sometimes have to lose people and reshoot scenes or something like that. Did anything like that happen, or
No.
you were able to keep everyone kind of intact for that whole
Yeah,
year?
because everybody was local, so it was really, really easy to kind of get people to come in. And I mean, ever so often, Ian travels and stuff, ever so often he had to wander off or whatever to do some traveling, so. But it all worked out, so we got it done.
And did you shoot it was all in Toronto, but you said in LA, was that just from some of the exterior shots?
Yeah,
or?
that was just I don't know if you noticed the skyline. That is Los Angeles. A very beautiful skyline. My favorite.
What camera or cameras did you use and why did you pick them?
I picked out of necessity because I didn't have much money. So I used a Canon Rebel P2i, and I had a 50mm lens and one of the kit lenses, and that's it. So that's all we used for it. Wish I could have used more. You know, it would have been cool for some wide-angle stuff, but other than that, it was just the Rebel. We were rebels.
Yeah.
Question for Ian. Is this your first leading role, and do you have any other projects on the go?
Yep. No, it was not my first leading role. Thanks for the loaded question there, friend of mine. I did 2 movies in high school, but they were pretty low budget. They were like even less budget than this, and they were shot on like when the technology was terrible too. It was like handycam stuff. But aside from that, no. And I do have I'm in a web series right now as like a supporting character called Improbabilia. You can check it out online. And then just like whatever comes my way. I just like doing acting as a hobby. Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if you guys all knew each other beforehand, if you worked together, or how it all came about that you all worked on this film together, casting crew.
Yeah, you can.
Well, yeah. I guess.
Graham is kind of the center.
Yeah, Graham is the guy who's not here. He's the kind of the central guy here. I've known Graham for a long time through just some other friends, and then Graham and Elliot met online.
7 years ago.
7 years ago with a network, like an artist networking site.
Arts and culture.
Arts and culture.
Or something.
Yeah, and then I did the 48-hour film challenge with Graham, which is just a thing where you try to make a movie in 2 days. And Elliot saw me in that, and then we met for coffee, and he asked me to be the action star of a film, and I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna do that." So that was it.
What about the other cast members? Yeah. Had everybody.
Well, Elliot and I met at a party, a family party, and I think we kept kind of escaping the party to go smoke cigarettes, and he told me that he made movies, and I told him that I love movies and hate cops. And so it was just natural.
Yeah, and that's how we met everybody. So Andres, do you want to answer?
Elliot and his lovely girlfriend through Sadaf. My girlfriend is friends with his girlfriend, so I met Elliot, and I had acted in high school plays, and he offered me a role, and I was like, oh, I'd love to help, if you think it's appropriate. So that's all right.
Sadly, your lovely lead actress isn't here to speak.
Unfortunately, no. Alicia is not here, no.
Please, pass on my compliments to her performance.
I shall.
She's basically the only purely sympathetic character in the whole movie.
I agree.
Kind of everything is like pivoting around her.
Yeah.
Please tell us about her too.
Well, Alicia is actually, she went to high school with Ian, and they're from Hespeler. She's from Hespeler, right, as well? Yeah, okay. Anyway, and so she was in my previous film, and I've always loved her. I think she's very, very beautiful, and I think she's got a real presence on screen. And so I was just happy to get her to come back and help out again. And I mean, she was very patient throughout the filming, because I can imagine that she was like thinking like, what, all these guys, all these other characters around me are such jerks, and I'm such a nice person in this film. So I think she did a wonderful job, and I think she really captures the sadness of being kind of trapped and with somebody who is, just obsessed with, justice and, stopping any possible wrong from happening. So I think she did a wonderful job. So.
Yeah, Toronto generally, lovely town, but you make it look really scary. Was that mostly location choices or just framing in on bit of graffiti and dirt with parts and children off on either side, or how did you make it look so menacing?
Well, yeah, mostly we shot at night, as you can gather, and yeah, just we filmed in Kensington Market, around St. Clair and Bathurst, and in some alleyways around St. Clair and Bathurst, there's some really cool 1970s. You know, you feel like you're, you live near there.
He dropped the screener off at that same corner then that you shot.
Yeah, exactly.
From Mahalik. You can find Mahalik there.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So we just, you know, if somebody thought a place was cool, we would, you know, maybe check that out or whatever. But Kensington Market, St. Clair and Bathurst, and then just kind of some alleyways here and there. Because Toronto's got some really sketchy looking alleyways. I mean, you feel like you're in a gritty film noir when you're kind of walking through them. So that's how we picked it.
I'm gonna watch myself getting home.
So to everyone, I guess more directed towards Elliot though, what's next for you?
Well, I've got a couple of projects kind of in the go that I'm thinking about. And one of them involves the devil, and another one involves an alien from outer space. So we'll see which one kind of gets a little more momentum in my brain, and which one I'm a little more excited about. I kind of like the devil one. Would people like to see a fist fight between a regular man called Michael and the devil? Does that sound cool?
Is that it? Anyone else? Okay, thanks a lot.
I'd just like to say thank you to Kelly and everybody involved in the Blood in the Snow. They've done a wonderful job, and they're so enthusiastic, and I've loved being here. It's been a fantastic weekend. So.